and not by the viewers.
No, I know. I think there's just so much energy.
Yeah, it is.
You hear something?
We need a recorder in here.
Okay.
That's on the.
Alright, so we're probably gonna do 2 more reaction videos, and as I said, I know it's very short, but maybe next time, of course, because I got something very announcement, of course, that is gonna happen tomorrow. So yeah, but right now we're actually gonna reacting to investigating Varnum's Armory Part 1. ParaCouple Vlogs 22 by my good favorite Cody and Shatori. We're actually still continuing on for some more adventures of the some very amazing paranormal investigation, of course. And they're actually headed back to Rhode Island, of course. They're headed back to Rhode Island, which is on at where they're going to East Greenwich. You know, I was thinking that maybe I probably won't do my own reaction on Friday, but maybe I probably do my own stories about the asylum that's happened on Michigan, because I think it was the Eloise Asylums. I think I need to find it somewhere, I guess, but we'll have to see. I mean, I know it's gonna be like October, of course, but that's okay. That's okay. But maybe you probably understand why I wanted to do a paranormal investigation, of course. So yeah, but yeah, man. So let's check it out in 5, 4, 3, 2.
We are currently at the Varnum Armory.
Oh my God, I got the
I got it
chills.
at
Hey, it's Cody.
and it's Tori.
And welcome back to another video. This video is going to be a special one. We're doing an investigation.
We are currently at the very historic Varnum Armory in East Greenwich, Rhode Island. And this place is full of so much history on its own, as well as full of items from different points of history, military history. So it's amazing to be in a building that's full of so much energy, so many different artifacts, just so many stories. So come along with us. Let us know what you think in the comments below. And if you have the ability to come out here and take a tour, definitely do it. It's so worth it.
Yeah, we're about to meet up with Patrick, who's going to show us around a little bit. And I think once you see just a little bit that we're going to show you, you're going to want to come to this place, because there is just so much history and memorabilia that has been packed into this location. And I'm excited to take a walk around with Patrick. And Steve's going to meet up with us soon too. So we're going to have an interesting night, I think.
I'm excited. Now, before we begin, I just want to say this. This location, again, very historic, a lot of stories, a lot of tragedy involved in a lot of these stories. This location is not looking to promote itself as a haunted attraction to come and check out. They're promoting it to teach people stories that you may not have heard in history books or at other museums. So if you do come to this location, keep in mind that's what this place is promoting. Do not come here hoping to get all sorts of scary EVPs and paranormal activity and things like that. Keep in mind that they're focusing on the history, and it should stay as such.
Now, with that being said, it is important to note that the volunteers and people who have come here have experienced some interesting things that they can't explain. They've heard what sounds like boxes dragging on the floor, and women's voices and children's voices, which is interesting. And the other interesting thing is they haven't heard too many male voices. So we're going to try covering a few different methods tonight. We're definitely going to do an Estes session. We're going to maybe try the method that Satori and I do. And we're going to set up some equipment throughout the building and see what we get.
All right, let's go.
All right, so we are here at Varnum Armory. We have Patrick here with us this evening, and thank you so much first for having us out. We really appreciate the time you're willing to give us to investigate such a historic location. So thank you for that. If you're willing, could you give us maybe a little history of Varnum, maybe show us some of your most favorite stories and items around the building?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
So welcome to the Varnum Armory
you.
Museum here in East Greenwich. The Varnum Armory was built between 1913 and 1914. It's owned and operated today by the Varnum Continentals. We're a 501c3 nonprofit. We've existed since 1907. We originally began, believe it or not, as a state chartered militia.
Interesting.
Ceremonial militia.
Okay.
Although we were armed by the state. We'll see some of those weapons downstairs.
Okay.
But over time, today we're a preservation organization. So our mission today is to preserve and share Rhode Island military history to inspire and educate the public.
I love that.
And not only do we operate the museum, but we also have a textile conservation lab. We have a professional conservator. She's our vice president, master's degree in textile conservation. And so in this lab that we have, we conserve historic textiles, flags, uniforms, hats, things like that.
That's amazing.
And it's one of the many services that we provide the local community here. So right in front of us is one of the most famous artillery pieces from the American Civil War. It's known today as the Gettysburg Gun. It belonged to Battery B, 1st Rhode Island Light Artillery during the Civil War. It's in all of the major battles of the Eastern Theater up until the battle where it earns its nickname, the Battle of Gettysburg. It takes place July of 1863. The two armies collide in the small south central Pennsylvania town, July 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. There's 170,000 Americans fighting each other over this 3-day battle.
Wow.
By the end of the fight, there's 51,000 killed, wounded, or missing. It's hard to imagine that scale. Battery B arrives at the battlefield on day 2, July 2nd. And they are placed 150 yards in front of their infantry line. They end up getting hit in their flank, hand-to-hand combat. The Gettysburg Gun is initially captured by the Confederates. A New York regiment would eventually come up, beat these Georgians away, and eventually recapture the Gettysburg Gun and get it back in the hands of Battery B.
Wow.
On the 3rd day of the battle, July 3rd, it's faced to the west, facing the Confederate line. And Robert E. Lee and the Confederate Army attacked the Union Center, right where Battery B was located. It's a very famous infantry assault called Pickett's Charge, where they send 12,000 infantry across these open fields to attack. Preceding the infantry assault, the Confederates had massed about 150 cannons across a 2-mile front. And at 1 p.m. on July 3rd, a signal gun went off, triggering all of these 150 guns just started firing repeatedly, focusing their fire near where Battery B was located. It was described as being the loudest event in human history at this point in time. They could hear the gunfire 35 miles away in Harrisburg, PA.
Oh my gosh.
The men talked about how the ground literally shook beneath their feet. It's during this cannonade that Battery B begins to return fire. William Jones is the number 1 man. He's standing here. He's the guy that holds the sponge and the rammer to ram the charge down. Alfred Gardner is the number 2 man. He's standing on this side of the tube. John Green, known as the sturdy Irishman, he was behind the axle on this side. Alfred is in his mid-40s. He's old for a soldier. They call him Grandpa. He was very good-natured about it. He had 5 children at home. His wife's name was Adelia. And in the pocket of his coat at this moment, he's a very religious man. He had a Bible with his name embossed in the cover, Alfred G. Gardner. And he used the Bible as a diary to write little messages to his 5 children, words of advice, words of wisdom, emotional stuff. He picks up a shell, a bag of gunpowder, and a round solid shot, and he's turning to insert it into the tube. But before he gets there, a Confederate shell from a mile away arches over the battlefield and strikes the muzzle. You see the dent in the 4 o'clock position.
Yeah.
That shell explodes. It decapitates William Jones, throws him several feet forward of the gun.
Wow.
Alfred has his left arm severed below the shoulder. He gets a gaping wound in his rib cage, and he ends up laying against this wheel. And he's laying there with his 1 remaining arm outstretched. His best friend, his tent mate, was Albert Straight of West Greenwich.
Really?
He was the sergeant of this gun. He's buried at Plain House Meeting Road today.
Really?
The little church there.
That's right near me. Okay.
Anyway, he goes to Alfred. He says that he grabs Alfred's hand, and he said the first words out of Alfred's mouth was, "Please tell my wife I died happy. Please, please make sure she gets my Bible." Albert says they're in the midst of battle. He doesn't take the Bible right away. He shakes Alfred's hand. He turns his back, and he hears Alfred yell out in a loud and clear voice, "Glory be to God, hallelujah, I am happy, amen." And he would bleed out and die laying against the wheel. They're in the midst of the battle. Albert's determined to fire this cannon. He picks up the shell that Alfred had just dropped. They get the gunpowder bag down the tube, but they can't get the ball into the tube because of the dent.
Oh my goodness, yes.
So that's the very cannonball that Alfred dropped, Albert had picked up. He asked one of the men to hold the cannonball there. He yells for an axe, and he takes the backside of an axe, and he's standing there, and he's pounding on it, trying to drive the cannonball down the tube so they can fire. As he's doing this, another shell would strike the axle. You can see the damage
Oh, I can
today.
see it.
Another shell came from the side, blew out the back spoke that's still missing, slammed into the side of the wooden trail, splitting it. It threw the gun up on one wheel. It mortally wounded John Green, that shot. He lingered in a field hospital for 2 weeks before he passed away. They abandoned the gun. They declared it unserviceable. Eventually, they would repulse this big Pickett's charge, this big attack, and it became a big victory for the North. The next day, on July 4th, they dig a hole in front of the gun, and they begin to wrap William and Alfred in a red blanket to bury them in this hole. And Albert remembers the Bible, and he asked one of his men to go to Alfred's body and retrieve that Bible. We actually have the Bible on display downstairs, believe it or not.
Really?
When you read the inscriptions in the Bible, you understand why those were his dying words. It was, please make sure my family gets this Bible. The last message that he wrote in the Bible says, July 2nd, 1863, Gettysburg. In battery, all ready for action. I'm well in body, and my mind is clear about the future. The thought of heaven has cheered me on this march from Falmouth to Pennsylvania. And then he says, children, exclamation point. Always be of good cheer. Always do right. This is the wish of your father. And those would be the last words that he would communicate to his kids. Albert would send the Bible home to Adelia, and she wrote a letter that we have where she refers to the Bible as a national treasure, a symbol of the sacrifice that Rhode Island made in Civil War.
Absolutely. Absolutely. How did you go about getting this here into Varnum Armory?
There's actually a book written about it. So
Okay.
There's Stephen Evangelista wrote a book about the Gettysburg Gun called The Gun. And there's a whole chapter about us and our efforts to bring the gun here from the State House. So we believe the Gettysburg gun belongs in a museum environment.
Absolutely.
It wasn't necessarily being given the right protection. The story that I just told you was not being shared. People would kind of walk by it and like, oh, that's weird. There's a cannonball stuck in there, and that was it. So I asked over a period of a couple of years to allow us to display the guns here for 2 years. It just so happens that they're renovating the State House, so it was good timing. They were happy to get the guns out of the way while they did the renovations. We're hoping to hold on to them longer. It was one of the most stressful days of my life when we moved this thing here. We had 25 people involved. We had just the right people with the right skill sets. We jacked it up. We took the original wheels off. We wrapped the wheels in ethafoam to protect all the spokes, because as you walk around the gun, there's battle damage all over it. The outside of that wheel has bullet strikes on it. The tube itself has bullet strikes.
That's so stressful.
We made a splint for the trail in the back because we were worried when we lifted it might snap. So we don't want to move it again, ideally.
I don't imagine.
Yeah.
Wow.
One other, the kind of feel-good part of the story, we have a lot of weird synchronicities that happen to us with this stuff. And so we know from letters that Alfred has written that he would often pick wildflowers along the march in a battlefield. And he would pick these flowers, he would fold them up into his letters to Adelia, and he would carefully note the date and location of where he picked the flowers.
Oh.
We just knew that from the letters. So I share these stories on social media. And about 2 years ago, an active duty Army officer in Maryland PMs me and he says, I've got something you're going to want related to this. I'm like, okay. And I met him in Gettysburg, and he walks up to me and he gives me a little box open it up, and there's a black ledger book. On the inside cover, written in pencil, it said Adelia Gardner, 1870, his wife.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, oh. And all the pages were all the original wildflowers that he had picked. She had pasted in there. She carefully noted the date and location of where he picked the flowers. What are the odds that that thing would survive? A, right? And
Yeah.
B, that it would end
It
up.
would find you, and that's amazing.
So that's on display downstairs with the Bible, you'll see. And
We're allowed to see that?
yeah.
Okay.
And it's open to a particular page that says June 22nd, 1863, Falmouth, Virginia. And she wrote the last.
Oh.
Dot,
I'm
dot,
like
dot.
speechless. I'm glad you told us the whole story because
Isn't that
I don't
crazy?
even know what to say.
Nice.
That's amazing. And how everything worked out the way it did. And it's just amazing how you have this here and you can actually tell the story instead of
Yes.
it just sitting there collecting dust somewhere. So that's amazing.
If a man really hated ads, here's what he would do. Day 1, he would install Pi on his computer without spending
Commander to Beto B.
So my favorite story to carry on with the Gettysburg gun is this uniform. This is T. Fred Brown of Providence. He commanded Battery B, so he was in charge of the Gettysburg gun and all the other guns. He was very small, as you can tell. He's 5'0". And when the war broke out, he actually tried to enlist in the infantry, but they said, go away, you're too short. And undeterred, he ends up in the artillery. They took him. And he had very strong leadership skills. He rises to command Battery B. At the Battle of Gettysburg, if you remember, I told you they arrived on the second day and they were placed 150 yards.
Yes.
They were perpendicular to their infantry line. They were exposed. Remember this, he was on a roan-colored horse, which is like a silver-tipped haired horse. And he's behind the battery. He's afraid they're going to get attacked any moment. They see a large body of troops appear on the horizon. They thought it was their infantry support. It was 1,200 Howling Georgians of Wright's Brigade. They quickly closed the distance, hand-to-hand combat. There's 100 Rhode Islanders against 1,200 Georgians. He has the presence of mind to lead a fighting retreat back to the stone wall where the main infantry line was on Cemetery Ridge. And at the stone wall in that position is a gap in the wall of about 30 feet. And if you go to Gettysburg National Military Park today, that gap in the wall is still there. And park rangers forever refer to it as Brown's Gate in honor of Fred because he led his battery through that hole in the wall. He could roll his remaining guns, and he saved his battery from annihilation. He's just inside the stone wall. He's on his roan-colored horse, waving a pistol in the air. He's yelling at another officer when he's shot in the neck. Bullet enters, nicks his carotid artery, exits the back of his neck. He falls from his horse. He's left for dead, basically. These reinforcements come up. They beat the Georgians away. Somebody finds Fred. He still has a pulse. He ends up in a field hospital, sent home to Rhode Island. He recovers, and he goes back in
Really?
October. Fast forward to 30 years after the war. Veterans return to Gettysburg to plan what today is the National Park. And if you go there, there's over 1,000 beautiful stone monuments,
Yes.
marble, limestone, denoting where units were positioned, regiments and batteries. In order to have permission to put a monument in a given spot, you had to get 2 other units to agree that you were really there. Everybody was trying to say they were the farthest, right?
Yep.
So Wright's Brigade from Georgia remembered they attacked a Rhode Island battery. And one of their 1,200 guys, Simeon Theus of Savannah, Georgia, writes a letter to the Providence Journal. And he says, can you help us get in touch with these Rhode Island boys? They're not going to forget who we were. So the Projo takes that letter and they give it to Fred.
Oh.
And Fred writes this guy Simeon back and he says, I, sir, had the honor of commanding the battery that day and you guys shot me.
Oh my goodness.
And Simeon writes back, we have the original letters that Simeon wrote. And Simeon goes, whoa, period. I don't want to put words in your head, but can you tell me what you're doing in the moments just before you were shot? Were you on a roan-colored horse waving a pistol in the air? Because I've been telling this story for decades that you were the only Yankee I was sure I had killed. It's like, holy cow, right? There's 170,000 people, and these 2 people get connected 30 years later.
Oh my gosh.
And Fred writes back, realizes who he's talking to, and he says in a very self-deprecating way, yeah, I was wearing a really conspicuous white hat. And that's the white hat that Fred was wearing when struck in the afternoon of July 2nd. This is in Fred's handwriting. White hat worn by First Lieutenant T. Fred Brown, commanding Battery B, First Lieutenant Artillery, blah, blah, blah. When wounded at the Battle of Gettysburg late in the afternoon. At the end of the note, it says a bullet cut away the small piece from the brim. And if you go on the backside, you'll see a little bullet nip. And you can even see the lead ring, which you ever fire black powder at a paper target, you see like a little lead ring on the target.
I'm surprised. Like, he almost died. He somehow survives, comes out of that, recovers, and it seems like he was mostly upset about the fact, like, you know, about the hat and about things like that. The smaller details. It's amazing. It's amazing.
But they wrote each other the rest of their lives, and they became really good friends remotely. And the other synchronistic thing that happened to us, we actually tracked down the descendants of Simeon Theus in Georgia.
Really?
And the great-granddaughter just passed. No, the granddaughter. Anyway, we made contact with the great-great-grandson, and several, I don't know, this was a couple of years ago now, he got in his pickup truck in North Carolina on a Sunday morning, drove all the way up here just to see this, and to see his great-great-grandfather's letters. He goes, hold on. He goes out to his car, and he comes back, and he gave us all of the original letters that Fred had written to his, and he gave them to us. And now we have both sides of the letters. How amazing is that?
I think you're proving here that you're taking good care of these items and telling the stories the way they should, and that's opening up more opportunities here for new items.
A lot of us feel like there's other forces at play. It's
Yeah.
like it's meant to happen.
Absolutely.
Like these people still care or still somehow exist.
Man.
So one day I was here, it was actually Halloween of all days. It was in the morning, and there used to be a desk in the far left room. And I had this door like that. And so I have camera access on my phone, so I can see who's in the building. You can hear when someone comes in, and there's literally 7 or 8 of us that have the keys to the building. So it's unlikely for someone else to be in the building and me not know about it if I'm here. So I'm in the far room down there, and I hear like door movement, and I hear shuffling on the floor, like on the carpet. And you see me on the security cam, like get up, and I'm like looking, and then I peek into the hallway, and I'm like, hello, hello. And my sense is they came in and then went in here. There used to be a kitchen here.
Okay.
So when I looked at the security camera that's at the end of the hall, you see this. And it sits there, and it just goes back up.
Oh.
The door doesn't move, but you see the door handle
Yep, like
turn?
someone was going to open it.
But I know for a fact there was no one on the other side.
Oh, that's the personal experiences like that are the best.
Yeah.
The best.
Oh.
And then on a big screen, you would see a little bit of a shadow that moved this way.
Okay.
You know, that was kind of matching my sense of the movement of where they went.
Oh, I love
But
this.
the most common thing is you'll hear shuffling sounds on carpet in this space. The old curator used to whistle.
Okay.
And I was in the middle room with giving a tour, and we were looking at a case kind of towards the outside wall, and like right behind us, like right there, it was like, we both like turned around, like who's there? Like, because there was no sound, there's no one there.
That's
and then
amazing.
I literally had him go outside the building to the sidewalk because maybe someone's on the other side of the brick wall, whistle. I was like, no,
you want to find
it was
the
right
logical.
here. Yeah.
Yeah. That's amazing. And have you heard whistling more than?
A few times.
Yeah.
Other people have heard it as well. Yep.
Okay.
That's crazy.
All right, the basement.
Look who we found.
Steve was hanging in the basement
Yeah,
this
it's
whole
an
time.
amazing place.
Yeah, he was actually hiding down here, and we found him.
Now, Steve was setting up some equipment while we were finishing walking around with Patrick. Steve, what'd you set up?
We have a little thermal imager here. We're going to try and video it and see if we can, somebody down over here with our nice Winston pup, and we have a REM pod and a static dome down there. And
So if anybody walks in that vicinity, hopefully we pick up a heat signature.
Yeah. Tor, why don't you walk down there real quick so I can show them what it looks like. Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Oh.
Yeah, you're all red.
Everything's red now.
It's my aura.
All right, so one thing, like we mentioned when we got here, that Patrick and other volunteers have heard children on EVP and stuff. So we thought it'd be a good idea to bring Winston. I don't know if you guys have seen Winston before, so he's made by our friend Bob Christopher with Vortex Ghost Gear, and he has a couple interesting things about him. He's not just a stuffed animal. You want to turn the other button there?
Trying to.
There you go.
I thought it was.
What happened?
He don't like you.
There we go. I just had to reset him.
So he has a proximity sensor built into him and a touch sensor. So we're going to place him at the end of the hall and see if we
keep
can
it?
maybe get somebody to interact with it. All right, let's put him down here. So we got Winston set up back here. Hopefully we get some interaction in the static dome, which is going off right now. That's interesting.
Hello.
Turn the light down so you guys can see it better. There you go. See it? Oh, it's coming towards us. Whoa.
Oh!
Hello, can you come over here? We would love to speak with you and hear your story.
Yeah, what is that?
There's like noises in this room.
Oh, let's go in the room.
You go.
You want me to go?
Yeah, you go.
Oh, come on!
Hello.
I hate when someone says, "You go first." Come on, man.
You're a vent, but that didn't sound like that. Is there someone in here that would like to say hello to us? My name's Cody, and Satori is in the hall over there. What happened?
What?
Did you see me skedaddle?
Yeah, what happened?
What?
It sounded like someone threw like a. It just went ting 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 ting. Like someone just tossed something at me. I'm dead serious. Come here.
Like a pebble or something?
Yeah, like a tiny. It was very light. It was like a ting 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 ting.
Hold on.
It was over here.
Hello.
Like a get your attention. It did nothing. Hit me. It just was ting 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 ting.
Hello?
That light just went out in there. Is that by motion?
Where?
The light in the hallway is now off.
I can go.
It just turned off.
Wait.
Okay.
We'll go check.
I'm not sure if it's a motion light or not.
Cody, you go.
God damn it!
The light's on.
Oh.
You hear that?
Oh, it's a motion light.
It's a motion. Okay.
Debunked. Debunked. That's how you do it.
God damn it.
That was a good catch.
Do we have a recorder going?
Yeah, we're going.
Okay, so.
Awesome. All right. Okay, that's good.
That story was amazing.
I feel like
Yeah. That story had me
I feel like I'm
speechless,
being
man.
watched. Does that make sense? And not by the viewers.
Ugh.
No, I know. I think there's just so much energy.
You hear that?
Hear something?
We need a recorder in here.
Okay.
So
That sounded like 3 or 4 words right behind me.
All right.
Guys, we haven't even started
We need
yet.
something sensitive. Right? We need something really good behind us here.
somebody's fucking moving.
That was loud. It was right behind me.
Got the recorder.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right, I'm gonna put it over here.
I will. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, you should put it like in
Yeah,
the
I fucking
side.
hear
There's
it,
some
man.
room.
EVP session, Varnum Armory, and the basement. I'm gonna place this right in the middle of this case here. So, if anyone can see or hear us, I feel like someone is around. And if you are, we've just come to say hello. It may look strange that we're doing this with the lights off, but the reason for doing that is for a higher chance of us being able to see you. So, noise.
I hear the noise. I hear the noise.
Hello?
If you wouldn't mind coming closer to us, you don't have to come right up to us if you're uncomfortable. But this box is not going to harm you in any way or take you away from this place. All it's going to do is help us hear you better. So if you'd like to come over here and say your name or why you're here.
Do you want to try our method in here just to see if we can get a name? And then maybe we can use that name throughout the night?
Alright. Cool.
Hello. Hello. Now, for camera viewers, if you could keep making that noise so I know where you are. Thank you so much. So, if you could come as close as you can to us, that just helps us hear you better. In this case, that's the vents, the heating unit.
Sounds like an Aztec death whistle. Holy cow.
Jesus. I hear something like
Is it shooting cold air?
scary.
Oh, it feels pretty good. Oh, stop.
Oh, stop.
No, but I feel super cold. Like right by my elbow, I feel super cold.
Oh. It feels a little cooler over here.
If you are here, whatever noise you made to come up to us, can you make 1 for yes and 2 for no? Perfect. Thank you so much. So we're going to play a bit of a game. And I call it the alphabet game. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go through the alphabet. And when I get to the first letter, you have to make that noise. I will restart. When I get to the second letter, you have to make that noise. And I will keep restarting until we spell out anything you want to say. So I'll take it slow. Would you like to give us your first name?
Try to come as close to us as you can.
Would you like to say your first name? Okay. Ready? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J.
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 A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I.
I.
A,
I.
B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, Jim.
Jim.
Do you have a last name, Jim? A, B, C.
Since the dawn of baseball, every play.
D, E.
I respect my family privacy, and we had to move in this last name. Okay, we understand.
Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you, Mr.
Are you associated with the building or something within it? 1 for the building, 2 for something within it. Okay. Did you caretake here by any chance? Okay. Thank you so much. We would love for you to spend time with us this evening if you're willing.
Yeah, we'd love for you to show us around a little bit if you can. Now that we know your name, we can call up to you if possible, if you're willing, to maybe help us out with a couple things.
Okay.
Very faint. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but
Very faint.
yeah, it sounds like the noises were originating over there, and then they kind of came over here.
Jim, are there any messages you'd like to give to the people that help run this building today? Okay. How many words?
Louder. What was the question? That was
Is there anything you'd like to say to the people today? 2 words.
Okay.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, L. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O. Looks?
Looks.
What does it look like? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Good. Great? Looks
Great.
great.
Looks great.
Okay.
Okay.
Good. I'll be sure to pass that message along.
Thank you, Jim.
Okay.
Are you happy with the way this place is now? What it's being used for, how it looks?
I think there was one while you were talking.
Yeah. Okay. I won't bother you with too many questions, but if you'd like to spend time with us, we would love that. I think he's walking around. All right.
Thank you. Maybe we go back to the hall and see if we can call out some of the children's spirits that are heard.
Yeah. When do you want to put on funny goggles?
We can try that now.
It's up to you.
All right, let's go down here. Do you want to sit or stand?
I don't care. You
All
tell
right,
me
I
what
can
you want.
stand. So, why don't you put these on first? If you're mean to us, we're going to leave you down here by yourself. I hope you know that.
No.
Not being mean.
You were making fun of me.
I was not.
He's
That was
fine.
interpretation.
All right, I'm gonna
He's fine.
start this up first.
Did anybody just hear it sound like giggling?
No.
No.
Okay. We'll mark audio
Yeah, I thought that was
on
me.
the recorder.
All right, so these are noise-canceling headphones. She's not going to be able to hear us once we put these on. So here we go. I'm going to hand you the radio after I put this on. Press down.
Weird. Hey, come here.
Already happened.
Hello.
That sounded like a guy with a strange accent. Want a date?
You're trying to ask Satori out on a date?
Oh.
Hey,
She's taken.
I'm right here.
Hello. I'm Cody.
Already told you.
Can you shake my hand? Hello.
Hey, son. Why?
Why? Because I want to meet you.
Yeah, right. Oh my god, that sounded like a woman
I
that.
heard.
I
that.
heard that.
Oh, I heard it.
Voice.
That was right here.
Whoa.
I heard that here.
It would sound like, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Wow, that was loud.
Hello.
I thought I heard a locket and then my stuff.
All right, that's something we have to ask Patrick about.
That's a woman.
A locket. Do you have a locket that's in this building somewhere?
What's
Like a
up?
necklace?
Something. I missed that. You're next to something.
What am I next to?
Okay.
You have to be a little more specific because there's literally 100,000 things right around me.
Look up. That sounded like a whisper. Cody.
Yes. Hi. Where am I'm trying to look up.
I
Where?
heard something about a side room. There's like a guy and a girl.
Which way? I'm gonna point. Can you tell me which direction?
Hospital.
Hospital.
Were you in the hospital?
Around there.
Around.
Around here? Is your locket in this building?
Yes.
I don't know if that was the answer to that.
I think that's a yes.
Is your locket in this
The
building?
voices are so weird on this. Oh, that was a woman again with the strange voice.
Again?
My guests or something?
Was this locket given to you by someone who was memorialized in this museum?
They don't take something. I didn't get the end. At least...
That static dome is dead.
What?
It's not on anymore.
No.
What is your name?
August.
August?
August.
Oh, that's what I said. August.
There's so many voices I'm missing.
August. Where did I hear the name August?
That name
Sounds
familiar.
like someone has a hard time breathing. Like,
Is that from last time I react? What was it? I totally forgot.
We would love to know some information about you.
the infantry.
Infantry.
That is weird.
Okay.
Anything about the locket? Whoever was talking about the locket, could you step forward?
Oh, that?
Yeah.
That locket.
Did your husband?
Wife.
Did you give your wife the locket?
Man, wife? You get
Or did
the.
your wife give you a locket?
Wait, did White give you the locket before?
Jim, if you can
Come
hear.
to us or it or...
Come to.
She was
Jim,
like, come to...
Jim, if you can hear us, could you maybe help out whoever's trying to say whatever message they're trying to say?
Steve,
Yeah, that's Steve?
say...
Stay in the camera?
What did I say?
Look around.
Where?
The...
The what?
Watch out! Like, that was so quick. Watch
What?
out.
Are you standing over there next to Cody?
I'll stay over here. I was just going to look at this frame.
Right.
Right?
To the right.
Right?
Is it in the door behind Cody? In that
Yep.
room? Oh.
What?
There's a door right behind you, isn't it?
This one?
Yeah, this one. I think.
Yeah.
So, that was a weird voice.
Bro.
Is this the door here you want us to open where I'm pointing?
Something about the day.
They. Yeah, open the door.
Locked.
Oh, it's locked.
But I think that door leads into there.
Yeah, I think it's on the
Go
other
on,
side. Okay.
I can't go into that door, it's locked.
Oh, no, this is a different room. This
Oh.
room is under construction.
Yeah, I don't think we could go
Who are
in.
we speaking to now?
Yeah, I don't think we can go in.
Hi.
Hi, how are you? I'm Cody. That's Satori. And if you come close to us and speak into this box, I'm not really sure how it works. If you talk loudly near us, we think that she may be able to hear you. Sounds pretty interesting, right? I think it's worth a shot. If you have a message, just try to speak slowly and loudly if you can.
I did it.
You did?
You
Could you
did
do it
it?
again?
You did it?
No. And then laughing. The guy's
He
laughing.
did. So,
Oh.
yeah, no, and laughing.
Oh, I think I hear it. I hear it.
Is there somebody that would like to speak to us? Jim, are you around?
This is remarkable.
Oh. Who is this?
They're all right here.
Okay.
Frankie?
Frankie.
Maybe? Yes, sir.
The word she's saying kind of
Oh.
lines up to the stuff. that's
Frankie.
here.
Yep.
Thank you. Sounded like a speech my brothers forged against. It was weird. Kind of far away.
Is there anybody up here on this floor that would like to say something?
No.
No. Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's okay.
Looking for you.
Me?
Huh?
Laughing. Are you real?
We are. We are.
Yeah.
That was a woman.
noise is coming from the
Where?
side over here.
Where?
Hello? Feel free to come down here.
That was me.
You're all right,
Mother, I'm gonna say that. Wait, what was that?
I reckon.
Okay. Would you like to come over here? Just to say hello. It's very nice to meet you. It's an honor to meet you. Thank you for your service, if you did serve. If you were a volunteer for this building,
Mark Audio, 5 seconds
Oh,
ago.
that's a Terry. Terry or Perry.
okay.
Terry or Perry?
These are all things
Yes.
I can ask Patrick about.
There's a name.
Is there a Terry?
Is Terry
Hi.
or
Hi.
I keep getting haze and highs.
Hello.
okay?
Can you see me waving?
Something about your muscles? Look at your muscles.
Wait.
Or something about your muscles.
I don't think I have much, but
Oh,
thank you.
me either. I mean, I wish.
That's funny.
Okay.
Oh my god, that sounded like a whistle. Like
Again?
a bee's whistle.
That's
Oh.
one of the things that they've heard in here, according to Patrick, is whistling.
Oh, that's what
You
Pastor
like to
is.
whistle? I'm gonna whistle. Maybe you can whistle back.
Did it work?
The weird thing is, we come in here, and she's not getting as many words anymore.
That's weird.
Something about family and where they are.
Where?
This is sweet.
What's sweet?
Do you think it's sweet that you can have a chance to speak through this machine?
What you got? Hey fellas,
I got nothing. We just asked.
you're better helping. Something.
They are helping, I guess.
Ladies don't. Oh, that was very stern. Ladies don't something.
Is there something you'd like us to do? Either for you or for the building? Yeah, there's still knocking in that room over there.
Keep going.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you want me to keep going in the room?
Something about burn.
Where to burn? Wait a minute. Is
You're
that for that?
really close.
Oh my God. No, that is.
Want to step
Hey
in?
kids. Oh my god, that sounds like an old man.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
How you doing?
Mm,
I'm Cody.
That-
Nice to meet you.
Hey Hubs. There's a man and a woman.
Hi. Are you related?
Are you like
You
brothers?
married?
Brothers, sisters, married?
It sounds like an old elderly man.
I
Hi.
figured.
Like a stereotypical elderly man voice.
Very nice to meet you. Is this Jim or somebody else? If you're down there, I can hear whatever you're touching. Whatever noise that it's making, I can hear it.
Yeah, whatever it is.
In just a second, I'm going to tap Satori,
War.
and we're going to take a break from using that. Is there anything else you'd like to say to us before we stop that? You have to walk close to Satori, I believe, and say,
Come back.
come back over there.
Well,
Hello.
okay, well, we
back.
gotta listen a minute, so we gotta
As
finish
soon as
it.
you walk out of there, I can hear the walk. I can hear it in there again.
Really?
Yep. As soon as you walk out of the room.
Something again.
So if
I'm over here, I'm back. We can hear you moving around, or somebody moving around in that room still.
ugh.
Is that somebody different? I'm waving. I'm over here.
We're safe.
That's good.
Okay, that's good. That's good. You're safe.
Sound like it said my sword, maybe?
A sword. Oh,
Okay. Is your sword?
It's real.
Is your sword in that room, behind Satori?
There.
It's there. Can I have a yes or a no?
Something about brown. If you're ready.
that's a brown one. Wait, let me see. Wait, this sword have?
A million swords over here.
Yeah.
I know the location.
The
Satori just said, I know
the location.
Can you knock near the location?
Steve, is that what he said?
I
Steve.
thought, did it leave or Steve? I couldn't tell.
With the red.
With the red.
With the red.
The red.
Oh, the red. Wait, this red, right? Say, do you need?
Yes, we need help.
Yeah.
Are we near it?
Are you nearly there?
Right in front of you.
Okay.
So which one of these?
Yeah, it's one of. Oh, it's one of those things. That
Are you?
Oh, she heard brown. I wonder if it was burn she heard.
Oh!
Heavy breathing.
Is your last name Burnside?
Oh, that's what. Okay, okay. That's what it's.
Mr. Burnside.
Okay.
Was this yours? Here? In the glass case?
Brian. Ain't that the one of the stories?
Is your first name Ambrose, sir?
I'm gonna go out and ask.
Yeah. This is very interesting about this.
Was that the sword? We were just standing in front of it.
Yeah, it's gotta be that sword.
Did you find it?
Yeah, I think so. Did you see
Yeah.
us walk in there?
Yeah, because it may have to
Uh-huh.
do with the sword.
Thank you for showing us.
Okay, well, thanks.
That was neat. Alright, I'm gonna tap her and we're gonna get her out of this. Can you say goodbye for now?
Something about attacking a base.
Attacking the oh.
Alright, when we're done with this, maybe we turn the lights
Come on,
on.
Code.
Alright, we're gonna try learning some more about that. I know Patrick told us something about that sword, but we're gonna try learning some more. Does that sound good?
Yeah, we got to learn more about
We
that.
just started.
Alright, that sounds good.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop this.
Oh my gosh. Hi.
Hi.
Am I yelling?
No, you did
No,
great.
you did great.
Ah,
You did it.
There was a woman that sounded like a robot.
We could hear it.
There was loud woman with a robot.
We could hear it sound like that.
But then there was an elderly guy that sounded like, "Hello, Sonny." It was so funny, and I was trying not to laugh. And then there was a younger guy that sounded like maybe middle-aged, and they were all at the same time. It was like one after another. It was just so crazy.
So, a couple things we need to ask Patrick about.
Okay.
A locket. Something
locket?
about a locket that may be here in the building. Not really sure.
there's a
And
locket.
then you, the most recent thing, was you led us to a sword.
The
You
sword.
kept getting
I
around.
kept getting sword.
But you led us to. Me and Steve left you when we walked in here,
Red.
and it led us
Oh,
to
what,
You left
brown?
me in a creepy dark hallway. I love that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Did I actually give you direction, or did you just know to go to that?
No, you kept
No.
saying near the red. So we came over here.
red.
This is the red, and then
fine.
Steve was standing here, and you said in front of Steve.
It's from the Steve.
So
This is the only sword here that's near red and in front of Steve.
Oh my
Ace
gosh,
said-
it is near red.
And then you said Brown, and we're like,
Say
his
Burn.
last name is, I think,
Burn.
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 Yeah.
So maybe we're hearing Burn.
No, I said burn at one point.
Oh,
I
you
said
did
I
say
said
Yeah, you
burn.
did say it.
Burn. Oh my God, I got the
I
chills.
thought it meant like fire burn.
That's what I thought too. I have the chills.
wow.
No, I did
That's,
say burn. I remember,
remember
burn
saying
because it
burn.
sounded like
we
a
got
guy
the
going,
first one.
Oh,
Oh, it's like,
Oh.
okay. That was the middle-aged guy. That
Wow.
did not sound like an
Oh.
elderly man. That sounded
makes
like a
sense.
middle-aged
There he is,
man.
right there. There's this stuff right there.
That makes sense.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Nice.
Thank you for your service.
I also remember getting Perry or Terry
Yeah.
Brown,
Terry.
which I don't know if it was a name or a color. And I remember Brian was also another one I got.
And you said, I said, because we were hearing a ton of noise from the room across the hall here while you were doing it. And I walked in there, I said, hi, is there a Terry? And I was going to say, is there a Terry or a Perry here? And as soon as I said Terry, there was noises.
Okay,
So I don't know.
interesting.
That was really interesting.
All right,
Yeah.
so I say we leave this stuff here and go talk to Patrick real quick.
Okay, and what should we do after that?
Maybe we try a session up in the main hall area,
Okay.
and then we come back down here with Patrick,
Okay.
have him try the
Yeah.
Estes method if he wants.
Okay. This session was interesting. We have a recorder going right now. We're gonna have to review. We did get a name. Jim was the name we got, and he wanted to say the place looks great. That's what he said. So I don't know.
Are you serious?
That's what we got with our method.
We have it on video.
Yeah.
He's the caretaker that lived in the building.
Really?
Are you serious?
Somebody
Dead serious.
Yeah.
said, I want to say the place looks great.
To be continued next. We'll continue on next week. Wow. Wow. That was very interesting, man. Like, see, that's what I like about this. Because I know for a fact that it actually get me into this whole, you know, more paranormal investigation and figure out some more story. That story nearly got me because of what it happens to you know, about the Bibles and Shergan Albert and a lot of other stuff, man. And I mean, I don't know how, but it looks very quite interesting because that story near like literally get to me for some other reason why. And man, that really shocked me. So we have like more like clues, of course. It may have something to do with Jim. We can't reveal the last name, of course. Never mind for that. What else? A sword, a red, and burn. Well, the last name had the name, of course, but it looks very interesting. And I ain't gonna lie though, it looks very more interesting to see some more of a lot of this. But we'll probably do some more investigations with Varnum's Armory. We'll probably be on part 2 for next week, of course. I might come back next week. Well, maybe not. Well, yeah, actually, yeah. You know, I'll come back next week just in case. So yeah, but let me know, comment down below what y'all think about it, and yeah, man, I'll see y'all next rest video. Yeah, that's right.